What is going on, everybody? I have made it back to the land of the living, finally. Anyway, so this is the more complicated version of the obsidian charm setup that I built last video. And as you can see here, you can fit 4 in your plot, making it so, in general, you can fit more on your entire base, which will multiply your output. So, to get started, you'll need everything that we needed in the last video to make this, as well as, so that's 2 tungsten mines, 2 fire crystal mines, 2 ice crystal mines, a furnace, a press, a laser cutter, and 2 dual assemblers. And the things that change are we're only using 2 filter containers instead of 4, and we're adding 2 side elevator containers and 2 normal elevator containers. And those just look like this for future reference. But to get started, instead of placing down our normal materials first, like we usually do, we're going to place the refiners. I don't like that it's night right now, so I'm going to place a couple light blocks. So we'll start off with a furnace. I'm just probably going to be copying this build slowly. So 2 from the back, going towards the back, and as far to the left as you can get, place your furnace. And then directly to the right of that, you're going to place your press, going the opposite direction. Right there. And, yep. And then next, we're going to hook them up with short conveyors, like so. So 2 going towards the press and 1 going into the press. And this will make it so anything going into here will land on the conveyors and it'll turn around. So next thing is, I believe that's all for now. I like putting the materials down last because it's a little tricky getting them down. So this will handle the tungsten plates that we'll have to deal with. So now we'll move to the these things. Lost the word. The obsidian crystals. So actually, for reference, since all the mines are 5 by 5, I'm just going to put these down so that I know that right here is where the tungsten will be, and right here and here are where the crystals will be. So as far to the right as you can go, not over here. We want to stay in the 15 by 15 area. And so we'll place down our laser cutter going away from the back wall. And then I'm going to remove this. And since we have to separate the crystals, we have to place down our filter containers. So, sorry, I'm saying a lot, it's a habit. Place 2, this is a short conveyor, and then 2 normal conveyors. And usually, if we have our filter boxes, we could go like this. But for some reason, the game won't let us. It won't, like if we have an output right here, but we have a box right here, it won't go to here. It's like it's being blocked. Hold on, let me grab this real quick. So I put this through here. For whatever reason, those don't like to go. So we got to space it out. Like so. So that's already there. The other one will be an ice gem. I'm going to steal an ice gem. Thank you. And put it in the other box. And you don't have to do this. You can just let it drop and it'll automatically filter it. But make sure that one is the lava gem and one is the ice gem. And then we will use our dual assembler. And yeah, so we'll have 1 block off on the furthest forward filter container. So it'll look like this. One of them's dead on and one of them's half off. And you can't do this setup if you have it like this, because we are going to put a box right here. So we got to leave room for that. That's all. Right there. Okay. So the ice and fire and lava gems will, I call them fire gems because they sound cooler. They'll turn into obsidian gems right here. And next we do our elevators, because we don't want to go anywhere and we run out of room right here. So if we can't go left and we can't go down, we go up, because that's just how you do it. So 2 side elevator containers, one right here, accepting any output from the press. Make sure that the blue side is facing the press. And one right here, making sure the blue side is facing the output of the dual assembler. And next up, since we're quite not high enough to get over the assembler, you only need one, but it's easier if you have 2 conveyors on top of these to place down our elevator containers. And just put them right there. You only need 1 though. You can have 2 if it looks better to you, but it's not necessary. Next up is we place our last dual assembler. So this part can look confusing, but it's really not. Nope, that didn't place right. We just need a platform to place the dual assembler. So I know it's going to go somewhere around here. And it's gonna go on top of that, I believe. Look over here, yeah. So I'll need to fill in these as well. Right here. And sorry if that was too fast. I'm just making a platform for it to sit on. It doesn't have to look exactly like this, just as long as roughly this square is covered. As you can see, if we put it down, every single block underneath has to be covered. I'm going to delete all these blocks that I placed, because we don't need them once it's placed. Once the assembler is placed. And for our cell zone, just make a 3x3 area in front of the last assembler. It doesn't really matter where it is. I'm just putting it for there, right there. There you go. And delete these blocks. You don't have to delete the blocks unless it's interfering with something. I just think it looks better if I do delete the blocks, but it's up to you. And that's the basic setup. Now we put in our resources. So all the way to the back, this part can get tricky. How high did I have that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the 5th block up, it'll be right here. 5 blocks off the ground is where these are going to sit, I think. 2, let me double check that. They're going to sit on the 5th block. Okay. So, for demonstrations purposes, sorry, you don't have to follow along with this. I'm just trying to figure out how I can place it on the 5th block. And I'll just do this. Actually, it's got to be on the 5th block, because if it's on the 4th block, this won't place. See? So, here we go, 4 blocks off the ground. We're going to place a platform, and our tungsten mine is on this setup, facing forward. But we're going to delete this. That's only for reference, because we don't, I mean, I can buy this, but we don't have this in tier 4. So we have to use a glitch, sort of. It's not really a glitch, but it's not supposed to happen. So that's just for reference. You don't have to use the one that you were going to do, because everything is the same size. I could have used an iron mine for the reference, but anyway. Now, we put in where the top block is going to sit on. It'll look something like that. We don't need this. And once we place it on there, we're going to delete this platform. So we get our tungsten mine facing forward, delete this, and place it on the platform below. Just like that. And once you have that, we're going to get our small chute and place it between the furnace and the output for the mine. Right there. So that anything that the mine outputs will drop onto the furnace. And we'll do the same thing on the mine above. Like so. Next ones we're going to place 2 blocks from the back, but on the same level. I'm going to do 2, like that. And since we already have a reference point, we don't need another one, so I'm just going to place it right there. And you can do this next part however you wish. I find it faster to keep them grouped, so I don't have to constantly switch. And so we fill these in, and however you want to do it, it has to have 2 fire crystal mines and 2 ice crystal mines, or lava crystal, or however you want to say it. And they have to face the back. It's very important. Delete those 2 platforms and grab our ice crystals and put them on the bottom. Now, because we can't, usually in this kind of setup, I would have a conveyor right here and a chute right here. But there's no way to connect the conveyor to the laser cutter, so we have to put it above the laser cutter. So we'll have a chute right here, right there. And I believe we'll have to delete the laser cutter in order to get a block down. Yeah. So temporarily delete this and place down some blocks that we can put conveyors on. I'll put down 4 by 2 like that. And 1 straight conveyor and 1 short conveyor. Like that. There we go. And delete these blocks underneath so that we can once again place our laser cutter exactly where we placed it before. Right there. And then we connect the top to the bottom with some more chutes. We don't need this conveyor system on the top. We'll just put it like that, so that this can drop all the way down. And for the chute layout, as long as these 2 match up, you'll be fine. As long as this one's dropping onto the conveyor, you'll be fine. And that's about it. That is it, actually. This is 15 by 15, so you can have exactly 4 in your in one plot. And of course, I would always recommend turning everything into advanced, because it doubles the output regardless of what you're using. Just as long as you keep the proportions the same and not add more fire crystals than there are water crystals or ice crystals or whatever those are, I don't know. And keeping the proportion of tungsten to fire to ice all the exact same, so that this entire thing doesn't just become inefficient. You can always add more as long as you keep the 1-to-1 ratio, and as long as you don't overwhelm your assemblers. And I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you had little problem building this. And if you did, leave a comment. I try to respond to everybody. And if it doesn't work, please try to find the root of the problem and see if you can fix it yourself. If you need help, try to tell me what's not working, and I'll try to figure it out for you. And if I can't, I can always join you in game and look at it myself. My username is up here, features56. But anyway, without further ado, I wish you all a good day.